The fifth day of the seventh special session of the 20th Congress will now come to order. May we all rise for a moment of silent prayer. Chief Clerk, roll call.
Senator Alec, Senator Aritos, Senator Figuer, Senator Colant, Floor Leader Harper, Senator Conman, Vice Speaker Moses, Senator Nath, Senator Panuelo, Senator Perman, Senator Romulo, Senator Ismail, Senator Wali, Speaker Simina. Mr. Speaker, 8 members are present.
We have quorum to transact business. Floor Leader Harper.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move to dispense with the reading of the journal.
It's moved and seconded that we dispense with the reading of the journal. Those in favor say yes, opposed no. Motion carried. We now dispense with the reading of the journal. Next item, Chief Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, item 5, presidential communications in receipt of numbers 20-415 through 20-417.
Assign those, Chief Clerk. Next item.
Item 6, FSM Supreme Court communications, none, Mr. Speaker.
Continue.
Item 7, member communications, none. Item 8, departmental communications, also none. Item 9, agency or government authority communications, none. Item 10, state communications, also none. Item 11, state Supreme Court communications, none. Item 12, municipal or town communications, none. And item 13, foreign government communications, we're in receipt of one, and it's number 20-79.
Assign that. Chief Clerk. In the order of the day. Item 14.
Item 14, standing committee reports, there are none, Mr. Speaker.
Item 15.
Item 15, special committee reports, none.
Next.
Item 16, assignment of measures and communications. We have a referral sheet which is attached to the order of business, number 20-107. Item 7, unfinished business. There are none.
Okay, next item.
Item 18, bill calendar.
Short recess subject to call of the chair. We're on item 18, but if there's no objection, we'll move on to item 19. That's the resolution calendar. Chairman Perman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good morning to you, vice members, and all that are observing our session this morning. Speaker, motion to withdraw and place the following resolutions: 20-186, 20-187, 20-188, and 20-189. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
It's moved and seconded that those resolutions 186, 187, 188, and 189 be withdrawn and from committee and placed on the resolution calendar for action. Any rules to suspend, Floor Leader?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Move to suspend any rules that may impede our action on the said resolution.
Second.
It's moved and seconded that any relevant rule that might impede our action on the motion be suspended. Those in favor say yes, opposed no. Motion carried. The relevant rules are now suspended. So let's vote. Those in favor of the motion to withdraw and place those four resolutions say yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. Said motion is adopted by Congress. Okay. Those resolutions are now placed on the resolution calendar. First resolution,
Mr. Speaker, we have Congressional Resolution Number 20-186 for adoption. CR Number 20-186 is a resolution approving and accepting a grant in the amount of $248,000 from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services to fund the Universal Newborn Hearing Screening and Intervention Project, including all the terms and conditions of the assistance.
Chairman permit.
So move for its adoption.
It's moved and seconded that Congress adopt resolution number 20-186. Discussion. Any discussion?
Question.
Question has been called for. If there's no objection, debate is closed. So let's vote. Those in favor of the adoption of resolution number 20-186 say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. Resolution number 20-186 is adopted by Congress. Next resolution.
Mr. Speaker, we have Congressional Resolution Number 20-187 for adoption. Congressional Resolution Number 20-187 is a resolution approving and accepting a grant in the amount of $500,000 from the World Health Organization, or the WHO, to support identified priority areas agreed to by the Everson Department of Health and Social Affairs and the WHO in the Country Cooperation Strategy, or CCS, 2018 through 2020, including all the terms and conditions of the assistance.
Chairman permit.
So move for its adoption.
It's moved and seconded that Congress adopt resolution number 20-187. Discussion. Any
Question.
discussion? Questions be called for? There's no objection. Debate is closed. So let's vote. Those in favor of the adoption of resolution number 20-187 say yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. Resolution number 20-187 is adopted by Congress. Next resolution, Chief Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, the next one is Congressional Resolution Number 20-188 for adoption. CR Number 20-188 is a resolution expressing the sincere sadness and condolences of the 20th Congress of the Federated States of Micronesia to the family and friends of the late Father William McCary at his passing on December 29, 2018.
So move for its adoption, Speaker.
Okay. It's moved and seconded that Congress adopt resolution number 20-188. Discussion. Questions been called for? There's no objection. Debate is closed. So let's vote. Those in favor of the adoption of resolution number 20-188 say yes. Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Resolution number 20-188 is adopted by Congress. Next resolution, Chief Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, we have Congressional Resolution Number 20-189 for adoption. Congressional Resolution Number 20-189 is a resolution expressing the sincere sadness and condolences of the 20th Congress of the Federated States of Micronesia to the family of the late Honorable Theodore Francis at his passing on January 26, 2019.
Okay, Florida Harbor.
So move for the adoption of the said resolution.
It's moved and seconded that Congress adopt resolution number 20-189. Discussion. Any discussion? If none, there's no objection. Discussion is closed. So let's vote. Those in favor of the adoption of resolution number 20-189 say yes. Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Resolution number 20-189 is adopted by Congress. Next resolution, Chief Clerk.
There are none, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker.
Florida Harbor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. If I may not be out of order, I move to withdraw and place on resolution calendar for today, resolution number 20-190.
Second.
It's moved and seconded that that resolution number 20-190 be placed on the resolution calendar for action. The relevant rules are still suspended up to this point, so let's vote. Those in favor of that motion say yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. Resolution number 20-190 is placed on the resolution calendar for action. Chief Clerk?
Mr. Speaker, we have Constitutional Resolution number 20-190 for adoption. CR number 20-190 is a resolution expressing the sincere sadness and condolences of the 20th Congress of the Federated States of Micronesia to the family of the late Honorable Marius Julio Agapito, Lieutenant Governor of the State of Chuuk, at his passing on February 20, 2019.
Okay. For Leader Harbert?
Thank you again, Mr. Speaker. I move to adopt Resolution 20-190.
It's moved and seconded that Congress adopt resolution number 20-190. Discussion. Any discussion? If none, there is no objection. Debate is closed. So let's vote. Those in favor of the adoption of resolution number 20-190 say yes. Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Resolution number 20-190 is adopted by Congress. Next resolution.
None, Mr. Speaker.
Short recess, subject to call of the chair. Back in session.
Speaker,
We're still on the
point of-
resolution calendar.
Speaker, point of privilege.
State your point, Chairman Panulo.
Thank you, Speaker. Good morning to you and to all members. If I can introduce some officials who are observing our session this morning, Speaker, on all our behalf, I would like to begin by introducing two members of the Palm Bay State Legislature, good friends of ours who are here. First one is Daniel Isaac, who is the chairman of the Public Works, Transportation and Communications. Let's give him a round of applause, please. The second individual is a classmate of mine, Mr. Lino Amor, who's the vice chairman of the Che and Co Committee. Let's also welcome him. Thank you. And also observing our session, and I apologize to Ebel, I missed out. I had a tender appointment, and that's a good excuse yesterday. It was a needed one, I had to run. But let's also recognize Ebel Ilon, who's our executive director for the JCRB Secretariat, who's also here. And I didn't get the names of the other citizens who are here observing our session. Two police officers from the National Police, I believe, and our good friend there, I'm not sure what office is he working with, but if you know it, please introduce them on our behalf. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Chairman Panuelo, for the introduction. We're always privileged to have fellow colleagues from our state legislatures observing our session. So you are indeed welcome to observe our session this morning. Okay. Any other point of privilege? If not- Okay, we're still on the resolution calendar. For Leader Harbert.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Again, if I may not be out of order, I move to withdraw and place on resolution calendar for today for action, resolution number 20-106. I so move.
Second.
It's moved and seconded that resolution number 20-106 be withdrawn from committee and placed on the resolution calendar for action. The relevant rules are still suspended. So those in favor of that motion say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. Resolution number 20-106 is withdrawn and placed on the resolution calendar. Okay, Chief Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, we have functional resolution. Excuse me. We have functional resolution number 20-106 for adoption. CR number 20-106 is a resolution calling on the President of the Federated States of Micronesia to support the membership of Vietnam on the United Nations Security Council as a non-permanent member for the 2020 to 2021 tenure.
Okay, there you have it.
Speaker.
Floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On behalf of my friend Lantang, I move for the adoption of the said resolution.
Second.
And it's moved and seconded that Congress adopt resolution number 20-106. He is a U.S. citizen, not a Vietnamese.
But he's loyal to Vietnam, Speaker.
They almost
Still loyal.
arrested him when he first went there. Okay, discussion. Any discussion? Okay, questions we call for. There is no objection. Debate is closed. So let's vote. Those in favor of the adoption of resolution number 20-106 say yes. Opposed nay. Motion carried. Resolution number 20-106 is adopted by Congress. Next resolution, Chief Clerk.
None, Mr. Speaker.
Okay. If there is no other resolution, next item.
Item 19, Mr. Speaker, item 20, introduction of bills and resolutions.
If you have any measure to introduce, please pass them on to Chief Clerk. Next item.
Item 21, miscellaneous communications. None, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, next item.
Item 22, miscellaneous business.
Okay. Gentlemen, you have any miscellaneous business? No business, huh? Okay. Our session has been hindered by the willful refusal of some members to come. And I find that very unbecoming of a member of this august body. Okay? So, we will deal with that accordingly. Any announcement? Vice Speaker? Vice Chairman Ned? Chairman Berman?
No announcement from your HSA. Thank you.
Chairman Arias? Chairman Panuelo? Chairman Cullen?
Tomorrow, your committee on TNC would hold a oversight hearing with Telecom and OAE. Thank you.
Okay, take note. Members of TNC Committee. Vice Chairman Coleman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. No announcement.
Floor Leader Harbour.
No
You have an
announcement.
announcement?
No announcement.
Okay, short recess, subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. Floor Leader Harbour.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that we adjourn for today and come back at 10 a.m. tomorrow.
It's moved and seconded that Congress stands adjourned until tomorrow at 10 in the morning. Those in favor of that motion say yes. Opposed no. Motion carried. Congress now stands adjourned until tomorrow at 10 in the morning.